The SharePoint search engine is powerful, but business users do not find its native interface easy or convenient. In this video, we'll see how MacroView DMF and MacroView Message provide the search experience that business users need when they're searching for documents and emails stored in SharePoint. That's Office 365 SharePoint Online, including Teams and OneDrive for Business, as well as on-premises SharePoint Server. We'll see how MacroView lets users search based on content and or metadata while they work in familiar Microsoft Office applications like Outlook, Word, Excel and PowerPoint, and also from Adobe Reader and Adobe Acrobat. When they want to search for a document, users don't have to jump out of these familiar applications to the web browser, which in turn means that the need to develop custom web pages for document searching is eliminated. Behind the scenes, MacroView searches are powered by the SharePoint search engine, so there's no need for new crawls or indexes. Here we are in Microsoft Outlook. The MacroView pane on the right is in search mode. Let's use this Matter document search type to find all documents that contain the word SharePoint. Clicking search finds 1,059 documents. Results are displayed in an attractive grid in the main central pane of Outlook, and we can see various attributes of each search result, including type, name, document ID, and URL. It's a page display for efficient bandwidth utilization. If we click, we can page our way through all the remaining documents in our 1,059 results. If we click on a particular result, we see a formatted preview of that result displayed in the bottom of the main central Outlook pane. The results are displayed in order of relevance. This is the default ordering, but if we want, we can choose newest to oldest, so that the most recently modified document is shown at the top. We can also sort by oldest to newest. Clicking this Export to Excel button causes all the results to be exported to an Excel file. All the results will be exported to this new file, not just those on the currently displayed page. This is a convenient way to perform further analysis on your results. Let's use this modified date control to show only the results that have been modified this year. It reduces the number of results to 502. If we look through the results, we see that there are quite a few emails in the results, as well as Word documents, PowerPoint presentations, and PDFs. Let's further narrow our list of results by using this document type attribute. If we click here, we see the valid values for document type, which are retrieved from the central SharePoint term store. It's the same hierarchical taxonomy that you would see when you were saving a document. Let's choose Agreement. We can also do this by typing ahead. And now click Search, and our results are further narrowed. This search type in our on-premise SharePoint environment contains refiners. If we click on Author, we can see the valid values of author that occur across our set of results, and also a count of how many times each value of author appears. If we choose Michael Hurst, it's an efficient way to narrow the list of results to show only those where the author is equal to Michael. If we right-click on a particular result, we see a right-click menu. Right-clicking is familiar to any Windows user. Indeed, many of the options on the right-click menu are familiar, including delete and rename, cut and copy, and print. Some additional options are present to reflect the document management capabilities of SharePoint, such as this version history display. If you right-click and choose Properties, you see the metadata attributes that have been recorded for this document. And if we look at Details, we see the automatically recorded metadata, which includes these automatically recorded matter type, matter status, and matter number and matter name columns. Right-clicking and Open, or double-clicking, retrieves the document from SharePoint and opens it in the relevant application, in this case, Microsoft Word. If we right-click a document and choose Send As, we can send it as an attachment to a new email which MacroView creates. We can also use Insert, a link to a document. This document has 5 versions, so we can choose which version we want our link to point to. Let's choose version 4. You'll note that the name of the attachment and the display name of the link both contain the unique document ID for the document and also its current version number. MacroView can also be configured so that when you send a link to a file, that link is robust. That is, it uses the unique document ID of the file so that the link still works, even if the document is moved to a different location. Here's a right-click option that I find particularly useful. It's the right-click Open File Location option. Using that option will automatically navigate me to the area in SharePoint where that search result is stored. So having found one document for a matter, I can see all the related documents and emails for that matter. A real advantage of SharePoint is that I can see all kinds of files, not just Office documents and PDFs, but also zip files, sound files, and importantly, Outlook emails. It's so much more convenient than emails being stored in Outlook and other kinds of files in a Windows file share. That macro view tree is complete and accurate, and it's security trimmed. Once I register the Office 365 tenant or SharePoint server, MacroView will automatically discover and display all the areas for which I have permission. Let's switch the MacroView pane back to search mode and see what other kinds of search are available. This keyword search and also the email search ship as part of the MacroView DMF product. But you can define additional kinds of search, such as this Matter Document search, which allow users within your organizations to search using metadata that's relevant to them. This custom Matter Document search allows legal users to search using document ID and attributes of matters. Finance department users might want a custom search type that allows them to search using customer and invoice number. Each of these custom search types has controls to allow the user to specify wanted values for attributes, and as we've seen, this can include picking valid values from a hierarchical taxonomy stored in the SharePoint term store. Each search type can also specify the columns that should be displayed in its results and the scope for the search. For example, what areas the SharePoint search engine should scan in order to find matches with the criteria that the user has specified. This might be areas containing client-related documents and emails, and not areas containing firm-related documents and emails. Each search type can also define whether you want the search to find variations on a word. For example, if you specify join, whether documents containing joined, joining, joiner, and joint, etc. will be found. The technical name for this is stemming. These search types are defined by an administrator editing a central XML file. The search types are automatically deployed to the user next time that user loads the MacroView software, for example, as they start Outlook. You can also restrict the scope of a search by using the MacroView pane in Browse or Favorites mode. You right-click on the area to which you want to restrict and choose Search this location. Let's do an email search for all emails where the automatically recorded to attribute contains null. It's found 9 emails in this area. The yellow bar displayed above the search results alert you that you are seeing only results from the area to which you've restricted. If you click Clear, you'll see results from every area for which you have permission. Let's search for a document using its unique document ID. Here's our result, and we note that in this on-premise SharePoint environment, all the IDs start with MV legal dash, so we can replace that with a wildcard. I can now click to get a preview or right-click to open that Word document. If the search I've just performed is one that I'll need to use frequently in future, I can click in the MacroView group and add to favorites. I can adjust the suggested title for my new favorite and then choose to store it in a group. I'm going to use My Favorite Documents. Now, when I go to Favorites, I have a quick and easy way of re-finding that document. If I right-click and choose Show Search Criteria, I can view and adjust the criteria for my favorite search. I've used a wildcard at the beginning of my search criteria. Now let's use one at the end. And of course, a lot more documents satisfy my search. This Power search type is a convenient way for a Power user to perform advanced searches. The Power user can use any KQL command in this search box. For example, let's find all documents where the word MacroView is within 8 words of the word Enterprise. It's found 22 documents. If we get a preview of this document, we can see Enterprise and MacroView within the same heading. You can also use a KQL query to search using an attribute which is currently not supported in a MacroView search panel. For example, the file name field starts with case study. Across the whole SharePoint environment, it's found 38 files that satisfy this Power Search criterion. So far, we've done all of our searching from Outlook, but MacroView DMF lets me have the same great user experience when searching for documents in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and also in Adobe Reader and Acrobat, and from a separate Windows app called MacroView DMF Explorer. Here we are in DMF Explorer. It's like using File Explorer, but for SharePoint. If we switch into search mode, we see the same list of search types and also the same favorites. Likewise, when we're in Word, the dialog that displays when we click Open from SharePoint has the same search types and the same favorites. In summary, MacroView lets me search for documents in SharePoint while I work in familiar applications. I don't need to jump out to the web browser in order to find a document or email in SharePoint. This is not only convenient, it can also dramatically reduce the keystrokes required for common tasks. For example, here we are in a new Outlook email. To find a document in SharePoint and insert it as an attachment to this new email, we click the attachment button, go into search mode, and then find a document. Let's find all documents containing the word SMART. Let's insert this PDF. The PDF is now inserted in our new email. Let's compare and contrast this to the keystrokes required if you're using the native SharePoint interface for searching. You need to jump out of Outlook into the browser, locate to the search page, enter the criteria, save your desired result to the C drive, go back into Outlook, and so on. MacroView enables a 60% reduction in the keystrokes required for this common task. All the searches we have done so far are for documents or emails. MacroView also harnesses the power and speed of the SharePoint search engine to help you navigate to areas you want to work with in a large SharePoint store. MacroView lets you do this with the Search Site Tree command. Let's look for an area whose name contains the word proposal. MacroView finds all such areas. Here's one that looks familiar. Let's click OK. MacroView then navigates to that area in the SharePoint tree structure, no matter how deeply nested or how far from where we were previously located. MacroView's use of search makes navigating even the largest SharePoint environments quick and easy. MacroView provides a consistent search experience for on-premises SharePoint and SharePoint Online. Previously, we've searched across our on-premises SharePoint environment for all documents containing the word SMART. We can now choose our SharePoint Online environment and do the same search. Different search results, but a consistent search experience for the user. When you're working with Office 365 SharePoint Online, the Find Files command is a handy adjunct to the search techniques that we've already seen in this video. We're working with the Matter Documents and Emails view. Let's look for all documents containing the word Supply. Find Files finds every document whose metadata or content contains the word Supply. It finds those documents in both the original document set and in any subfolders of that document set. The names of the subfolders are shown in this automatically appended Found In column. Use these details for more information about business user-friendly searching for documents and emails in SharePoint and for MacroView's document and email management solutions generally.